Our next speaker is Phil Borchard with Dassault Systemes. Phil is responsible for new business development for CATIA for creative designers domain in North America. He has been an entrepreneur within the design marketplace for more than 25 years. He founded a CATIA education firm in 1985 called Fab Consulting, which eventually became INCAT, at one time the largest independent reseller of CATIA in the world. After selling his interest in INCAT to Tata Consulting, he joined Dassault Systemes through ISOM Technologies and has been leading the North American business in this sector since 2008. Please welcome the always dynamic Mr. Phil Borchard.
Well, welcome to the main event 2014. Dassault Systemes. Here we go. So Dassault Systemes is proud to be a founding sponsor. We were here on the first time, and we were at the top of the CompuWare building, which was a great event. But you can see we continue to grow the event, and we've got a wonderful audience here, and we've got a great program planned for you, and the kickoff for a great North American International Auto Show, where you're going to see some of the world's best cars by the world's best car makers. So let's proceed. Some opening comments. 2013 was a really good year, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So give yourself a round of applause. We sold 15 million cars in 2013. So you'll see that that we're up in all categories, cars, trucks. So everybody had a good year. And I think you're all to be congratulated for surviving what happened in 2008 and 2009. So this chart shows car sales, U.S. vehicle sales since 1967, and you'll see the cyclical nature of our sales in the United States. And of course, for those of you who were working in the industry back in 2008, 2009, you know what that was like. The good news is that we're on the uptick, and we are on the roller coaster's on its way up. And we are going to have some really, really great years, I think, over the next 4 to 5 years. The industry analysts are estimating vehicle sales in the range of 15 to 16 million vehicles again for this year. So I think we all got to just keep working hard and know that as long as you keep designing great cars, people will buy them because people still love cars. If we take a look a little more detail here, I think one trend you'll see that emerges fairly obviously. These are the top 20 selling vehicles, and you see at the top of the list is the Ford F-Series truck. Congratulations to the team from Ford who continue to, you can clap. But of course the top 3 sellers in the US are trucks, right? So people in America love their trucks, and we're going to continue to sell those. And while we're going to talk a lot about innovation and design, you're going to see a lot of innovative concepts. I think it's interesting to note that we still are making our money selling what people love, which are the trucks they've become accustomed to. In fact, I noticed in, I like to quote magazines, Time Magazine. I noticed in Time Magazine that there's an article about the Ford Mustang being an iconic symbol and what Ford is doing to continue to innovate the Ford. I think it's also interesting that 2 pages back is an ad for Fortune magazine with Elon Musk, who was honored last year. So while we have people like Tesla innovating with electric cars, we still have our iconic brands like the Mustang, like the Corvette, and many of you have worked on those brands, or the Ford F-Series trucks. So while we innovate and create brand new and great products, I think we need to continue to protect the assets that we have in the iconic brands that you have worked so hard to build and grow. And I know I also read an article that said that there's a lot of the vehicles that are being refreshed at the auto show are lighter, more fuel efficient, and have more electronics in them than ever before. So while, again, we're going to see a lot of great innovative ideas here with the young students, also know that innovation can take place in small pieces as you continue to protect and grow your iconic brands and continue to make them better so that people can buy the cars that they love. So a couple of other market trends. Dassault Systems is, again, proud to be part of this industry. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, of these brands, there's 20 of them, 15 of these brands are designed using CATIA. So we're proud to be part of this industry and to be part of your guys' teams as you continue to build and develop these great products. And if you look at the entire Dassault Systems suite of tools, literally all of the car companies in the world use our tools in one way or another. So we're going to continue to be there for you. So Dassault Systems is always studying the market trends to make sure that we're on top of what's going on in the world. I have a very short presentation, so I can't get into all of this. But basically, we know that the world's population is growing, right? It's continuing to grow. I think we're on our way up to 8 billion people in the world. And 50% of these people are living in cities. So we continue to have a huge mobility challenge. How to get people to work, into the cities, to where they live, to the places they're going to do business, stores, shops, and other things. And so when Dassault Systems looks at solutions for transportation and mobility, there are a lot of macro trends like that. Things like connected vehicles, smart and connected vehicles. And you're going to see some presentations later from NVIDIA about all of the embedded electronics and electronic systems that are inside of vehicles. And NVIDIA is a partner with Dassault Systems in terms of rendering when you're designing, but they also are a huge partner of all the OEMs in terms of embedded systems. So you're going to see and hear about a lot of technology here tonight, and you'll see it all on the floor out in the auto show. But I wanted to talk just a little bit more about the mobility experience, because what people, and what young people in particular, seem to want more than anything is a positive experience. We're not just designing cars anymore. We're designing a mobility experience. And people, whether they're young, old, whatever, they want to be connected. Heck, they don't even want to drive a car. They just want to stay on their cell phones while they're getting from point A to point B. In fact, I saw a study where they interviewed whether people would rather have an iPhone or a car. I think that young people were saying that they'd rather have an iPhone than a car. It's a lot cheaper too. But it's important that you guys keep innovating in these areas too, in terms of the kinds of things that people want. And ultimately, as designers, we tend to be more and more involved in the experience of the vehicle itself. And in that regard, one of the big announcements that we just made beginning of the year was that Dassault Systems has acquired RTT, or RTT and bump speed. And so as our commitment continues to grow, we continue to stay innovative, whether it's through acquisitions of companies, but with the RT, or whether it's through growing our own software. And the design experience is not just at the level of imagining what a car or what a mobility experience could be, but also how to put that experience in front of people so that they can make their purchasing decisions and buy 15 million cars. So with the purchase or the acquisition of RTT, we will not only be in the business of helping you to design your vehicles, but also to create the assets that it will take to render those vehicles and to bring them to market, to put them in front of customers, whether it's in the showroom experience or whether it's via online and all the different innovative ways that we're going to market vehicles. So the attractive, intuitive, friendly box here in the middle, we continue to stay committed to that. And out in the demonstration area, you'll see the RTT booth is right next to the Dassault Systems booth, and you can check out both softwares. The acquisition is not fully completed yet, so we can't get into it too much with you tonight, but over the next coming months, we'll be able to work more with you to see how these things can integrate even more tightly than they are today. So I'm going to tell you a quick story about one of our design projects that we did with Lawrence Tech. And this project was sponsored by John McElroy, who I know is here tonight. And he's not only a radio and television personality, he's also an entrepreneur. And he has a vision for a product which we call the Velomobile. And he believes that this recumbent bike let's call it, the Velomobile, could be an innovative way to solve this, a part of the mobility challenge that we face. So he worked with 4 students at Lawrence Tech. You see the design team up here. Some of them will be honored tonight in other ways, who helped do a prototype of the vehicle. And there's a scale model out in the showroom, so you can check that out yourself and see what it looks like. It's lovely. It's really beautiful. The students did a great job of studying the marketplace and where we're, let's call them bike-friendly cities. And as designers will, they identified the people that would use this product. So again, as you're designing, it reminds us all that we're in the business of making products that people will love and creating an experience. Whether it's for a housewife in Italy who wants to get to the shop quickly and easily on a Velomobile, a young person in Portland, Oregon, who wants to have the feel of a car but doesn't want to spend that kind of money as a young person, maybe doesn't in that position yet. A handicapped veteran who might want to physically challenge themselves and use the Velomobile in that way. Or just a cycling enthusiast in Minneapolis who wants to stay healthy and never wants to be held back by anything, especially the weather. So this was some of the students' work, and I'm going to let the video here speak for how the project was done. Okay, so that's a sample of a student project that we did, and they used both CATIA for the design as well as RTT for some of the rendering. Independent of our business arrangement, it was used both products. So some great job done by the students, and we'll be using this kind of digital technology to help John to promote and sell this kind of innovative product. I also wanted to recognize a couple of my colleagues that are in the audience. Anne Asensio from our design studio in Paris. Some of you already know Anne. You can clap, yes. Anne. And Terry Collet is also here. He is Vice President of our Education Division. So they're here to support this event and to be here to see the auto show. And Anne has been quite an innovator in France around these mobility solutions. She's done quite a bit of work with a number of cities in France, her team in Paris, and they've been talking to Lawrence Tech about how we can do similar things here in Detroit. So we continue to be committed not only to the mobility business, but also to the city of Detroit. And Anne is one of our, I think it's her adopted city, Detroit, Michigan. So welcome to coming from Paris, guys. Okay, so with that, I would just like to say that, if I go back to my earlier chart, that we're on the upswing, times are good. You're going to see a lot of very, very creative work from students. I'd like to encourage you all to consider bringing these new young people into your organizations. Times are good, you're going to have open hiring recs. You know, I don't need to read the US government statistics to know that the auto industry is strong because I see it like you do. You're busy, there's projects, you're swamped, you don't have enough people. So consider these young people that you're seeing here. You can network them on the floor and make sure that you continue to diversify your staff with a combination of your experienced staff members as well as young people that bring these fresh ideas and will help you to innovate. So with that, I'd like to thank Keith for inviting us to participate in this event, and we plan to be with you every year. Thank you.